Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am re-recording this video. I posted it yesterday, but then I noticed that the sound was a little off. So this is just a lesson about plot. Now, if we take a look at our packet, and I am looking at week 2, okay? I am on week 2, and I should probably make this bigger. And if we go through the pages, I would like us to go to the page that says Define Plot, Scout's Honor. Now, we read through this. This has definitions, but we're going to make some notes of it. So that way we can just basically, all of these pages right here, if it has the definitions and the matching, we're just going to condense it and we're going to put it on a plot map that looks something like this. If you understand plot and you are good, then I guess you don't have to watch this video. But if you still have a lot of struggle with it, if you're struggling, if you're not sure what these mean, or if you would like my explanation of it, then watch the video. So if you have your journal and your 5-subject journal, if you were able to get one, then this skill would be under reading skills right here, tab 3. Okay. And again, this journal is in the case if we do go back or the student doesn't have a computer and they want the paper notes, then this is available. Okay, so this is a reading skill note. Now, previously we did discuss what fiction was, and it's part of a genre that we're studying this week. The type of story, fiction, invented people, places, and events. The characters, it has a location, a setting, a place. Who is telling the story, the events in the story, and then the theme, which is the lesson that was learned. We are focusing on plot today. So go to your reading skills journal, just go to the next page, clean sheet of paper. And it does help to have your paper landscape position just like this. Okay. Landscape, I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. And I'm going to pick just 2 colors, 2 random colors, purple, green. Now, my title for my page is going to be Plot Map. Plot Map. And as we write this, I do want to say that I do different hand movements for my students. It helps throughout the school year if they're ever trying to remember, okay, what's the name of this? What does this even mean? And then eventually we start applying it more into the stories and we pinpoint, okay, this means this means that, this is this. So it gets better. But for the little hand movements right now, just bear with me. You might look a little crazy, but I promise they might help. Okay. So plot map. I want to draw a triangle, just like this. Like, I don't teach math. My triangle is a little lopsided, sorry. And I am going to take a look. This whole thing is a plot map. It's going to tell us different events throughout the story. The first event that we're going to be covering today is exposition. Exposition. And the exposition is the beginning of our story. So if we would write this down, I use 2 different colors just to kind of tell me what the name of this is. Now, 2 things are introduced in our exposition. The very first one being characters, and the second one being setting. Okay, the way I think of my whole plot map, I do a triangle, and then I start at the exposition. So I do this, the little fist right here in the corner. I'm on a roller coaster, and this roller coaster hasn't started yet, but it's gonna start soon, and I'm gonna start to panic, and I'm building it up, building it up. That panic, that buildup, that excitement that you're starting to feel because the story is getting interesting, goes up, is the rising action. So I'm going to write rising action. And in the rising action of a story, something is introduced. What is that something? Our conflict, our problem. Okay, so I would write conflict, and I'm going to put problem in parentheses because this won't be tested as what is the problem of the story. It'll be what is the conflict of the story. So the conflict is introduced. And then it starts growing and growing and growing. So another synonym for grow would be develop. The conflict develops. Okay. Now I get to this point right here. Sometimes when I'm watching a movie, when I'm watching a TV show, and something's going great for the characters and they're having a great time, their conflicts, you think it solves, like, we all know that feeling. But then that little sudden, oh man, something's gonna happen. And when it does happen, that is known as our turning point. And it happens right before the climax. So it's not right here, it's about like right here. And I'm gonna just draw a little arrow, so that way I'm gonna put it off to the side, right here. And I'm going to write turning point. And that turning point is a sudden change in the story. Some people even say plot twist. That's what that means. And honestly, I just noticed that the picture in the little plot map in your packet, like the hand, that's what it means. That's what it's doing. It's like turning. It's kind of creepy hand, to be honest. So real quick, let's just do a run through. The beginning is my exposition, my little fist. The rising action, it starts building, and then I get a little turning point. And whenever I tell my students, okay, what's the most interesting part of the story? We do at the very, very, very top, climax. So I'm going to write climax right here. And the climax is the most interesting part of the story. I get to the very top, and then yeah, the roller coaster's ending. Not over yet. It just doesn't drop you from the top to the bottom. It needs to work its way back down. And that little working way back down is considered our falling action. And the story begins to come to an end. Okay. The story begins to end. Not completely, it's working its way back down. The conflict starts to find a solution. And that solution would become our resolution. And at this part, done, the story is over, it's finished. The story is over. And conflict usually resolved, not all the time. Okay, and that's it. So that is our plot map. Those are the notes. Once again, pause it if you need to. Okay, just a quick review. We have our plot map. We have our exposition, the beginning of the story. We have the rising action. We have the turning point. We have the climax. We have the falling action. And we have the resolution. So let's do a little quiz just for ourselves. And this is a trust basis, pause the video. I'll give you a moment. Okay. What part of the story tells us a sudden change? Turning point. Sudden change in the story. What part of my plot map tells me when the conflict is resolved? The resolution. What part of my story is the most interesting part? The climax. So just quiz yourselves, practice, learn the dance, make it a TikTok or something. I don't know. No, I ruined TikTok for everyone. Okay, so that's it. Have a wonderful day. Make good choices. Don't talk to any strangers. Bye.